Hey guys, it's Lexi. Hope you're all doing well. I am sharing a wax empties and what I've been warming video for the first half of the month of September. We're just a couple days past like mid-September now, and instead of having a massive empties video at the end of this month, I figured I would split it in half just because I've been melting a lot. I'm running out of storage for my empties containers, so I need to make more room. And then also because I definitely prioritized the more like summer type scents and the more like cotton candy sweet kind of things towards the beginning of this month, and saved more of the fall scents for later. And just now in New York, it's starting to cool down a little bit. So I'm excited. I'm starting to see like the leaves turning on the trees, and it's getting very like autumnal outside. So I figured I would sit down and do this video now. I do have a few things that I started melting but haven't finished, and these things are going to be tucked away in my, if you watch my storage video, my collection video, it's going to be tucked away in that white dresser that I have, and hopefully I can pull these out next spring. There's one scent in particular that I'm very excited to talk to you guys about. I think I'll save that for last, but let's start with this one here. So I did melt 1 spoonful, which really doesn't seem like that much, but it is a scoopable from that Smell Good shop. And this is in Kettle Corn, which the notes are salty popcorn, brown sugar, and caramel. And honestly, on cold, I feel like I liked it initially when it arrived, like first arrived to me. I feel like it had a different kind of a scent. And then as it sat, it's gotten more, I don't know, it's gotten more, this sounds weird, but like, it used to be more like salty sweet, and now it's a little bit more like nutty. I don't know, would popcorn be nutty? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that more of like a plain, like unseasoned piece of popcorn type of scent. And then in the warmer, it also was just like a very warm type of scent. I couldn't say, like, if I had walked into, I melted this in my office, if I had walked into that room and I didn't know what the scent was, like if I didn't know that it was Kettle Corn, I don't know if I would have been able to pinpoint, except for it just was like a warm nutty scent in the, it's not nutty, popcorny scent in the air, I guess, but I don't know, it just was warm. I can't describe it. I feel like this is something that I also need to melt more of to give you guys a better description, but since I did melt some, I wanted to try. But yeah, this is going to be tucked away, held on to for a little bit longer. Maybe it'll do something else, because I feel like this already has changed a lot since I first got it. So that is Kettle Corn. Next, I have 4 scents from Salt Mountain Melts, and 2 of these are soufflés, and I did use like 2 pieces of each of these soufflés. This first one is Ferris Wheel After Dark, and I used this in my bedroom, which, interesting thoughts on this. So this one here is notes of caramel tobacco, funnel cake, and cotton candy. And on cold, I feel like you can really smell the caramel tobacco with like a hint of bakery in the background. And then when this had heat on it, like once it was warming, I feel like the funnel cake became the predominant scent note, and it was like you could definitely still smell the tobacco, but it was like taking like a backseat to the funnel cake. And I also think that and our noses change all the time. I think I'm not a huge fan of funnel cake. So if this had been like on warm, the same as it was on cold, I probably would have preferred it. And it must have been, this is like years ago. This is one of the first things I melted from Salt Mountain Melts. So maybe even since like 2-3 years, I think probably about 3 years ago now, maybe my nose has changed even then, because I feel like I liked this more back then. And it's not that I dislike it. It is a very good scent, and especially if you like funnel cake, then you would probably really enjoy this. But you also probably have to enjoy tobacco as well. It is extremely unique. I really have not smelled anything like this out there in the vendor wax world, or just wax candle world in general, because it's just, it seems like an odd combo, but it makes sense. But for me, it just isn't the scent preference for me specifically. Do you know what I'm saying? So I know other people out there love this. It's just, I don't know. It's just that funnel cake note. So while we're on the funnel cake train, also the performance was very, very good on this. Long lasting and was strong in my bedroom. To keep on the funnel cake train, this one here is State Fair. And this is notes of caramel mac apple, funnel cake, and cotton candy. So the only real difference between both of these scents is that this one is a caramel mac apple and this one is a caramel tobacco, but it's both funnel cake and both cotton candy. So very, very similar. I will say I definitely prefer this one over this one. But still, I think that it's just funnel cake for me is not scent oil that I like. And I think now moving forward, now that I know that more, I need to just like avoid funnel cakes. It's like I don't know how to describe funnel cake, I guess, if you haven't smelled it. It is very warm and I don't know, there's something, so for me, funnel cake kind of falls into a similar category, scent category as like zucchini bread. So they're a very warm bakery type scent, but they just are. They have this they have this thing that I'm not like keen on, which we all have different noses, right? So not knocking either of these scents because if you like the funnel cake, then you would love these both. But it's just for my nose. And this one is definitely, like I said, I think more preferred for me just because I feel like the caramel mac apple note in this is so strong that even when I did warm this one, the funnel cake didn't take over. Like the mac apple was the predominant note in this. So I did prefer that. But I will say there is another scent that is similar, and I don't know if I'll pull it out after. It's called Under the Boardwalk, and if you guys are a part of the Salt Mountain Melts like Facebook group page, then I'm sure you might have saw I did like this big post about how there are 3 scents that I melted that I'm going to be talking about today that are like exceptional, like cannot recommend enough. And Under the Boardwalk is kind of similar. It's got like mac apple, cotton candy and stuff. That's the one. If I had to recommend any, that's the one that I would recommend. It's my personal favorite, but still performance wise, this was also very, very great. And that's kind of across the board for me. Like Salt Mountain Melts always performs very well in my home. For the most part, everything has got like a good longevity, like shelf life. These are from the newer pre-order, but I'm going to talk about some of those scents that I had from 2021 in a little bit. I cannot believe how strong the cotton candy one still is. Mind-blowing. So, okay. I have 2 tubs here, both of which love. I'm going to talk about this one, Midway Magic. This is a repurchase scent for me. I think I originally had this back when Amanda did the candy bags, which I miss because I'm a sucker for cute shapes. But I remember having this in the candy bag shape, which is why I got this. And honestly, I wish I got a loaf of this because it is very, very good. It is churro, birthday cake, vanilla wafer, and marshmallow fluff. And then you would think if I like churro, I would like funnel cake. But I think that there's just like a more like, maybe a more yeasty type of undertone to it for funnel cake that I don't like. But in this churro, doesn't really have that. This churro is on cold, very cinnamon sugar forward, not at all on like it is cinnamon sugary on warm, but it tones way back and it just becomes like this very beautiful creamy bakery scent, very sweet creamy bakery scent with like a kiss of cinnamon sugar. And it's like the thick like cinnamon sugar that is on like a cinnamon sugar donut like coating, like delicious, not like red hot cinnamon, anything like that. This is phenomenal. Also amazing performer, loved that. And then buckle in because your girl is obsessed with this. So this is Carnival Cupcakes, which is cupcakes at Tiffany's, Kettle Corn, and strawberry pound cake. Amanda made magic here. Like, this is amazing. So you do get a lot of the cupcakes at Tiffany's. So if you are like me with my funnel cake with cupcakes at Tiffany's, then I would say that you probably wouldn't like it, because this is very cupcakes at Tiffany's forward. And you also have to enjoy the strawberry pound cake scent. I currently have a friend staying over with me for this week, and I had him smell this, and he was like, it smells like a scent from Bath and Body Works. And I go, oh, there is one in there. And I said, do you know what it is? And he was like, no. And I was like, it's strawberry pound cake. So for somebody that didn't know what to expect going into this, he initially smelled the strawberry pound cake. So I would say, like, you gotta like both of those. And then the Kettle Corn, it just adds this like uniqueness and like this like complex scent thing in here. Of course it's a scent thing, but like it adds like an extra layer to this blend that I feel like if it was just cupcakes at Tiffany's and strawberry pound cake, it would be great. There would be no complaints, but I don't think it would like blow my mind. But the addition of the Kettle Corn, it gives it like this salty sweetness that kind of just like is like the bubble over the whole scent. It kind of helps carry everything and like bring it all together, and it just is magical. I loved this, of course, obviously, and even Tom, who is not this type of scent person, he's not a big bakery fan. He loved that. He even was like, that's really good, Lex. And I was like, I know, right? So I just feel like you if this comes back, which I'm praying that this comes back, I'm going to get probably like, I'm not joking because I'm crazy, like 2 loaves in this. Amazing. And this also, like, as it warmed, it kind of, it stayed similar, but it did a couple different things. So like I could kind of smell more of the strawberry pound cake at one point. I could kind of smell more of the slight creamy chocolatey like aspect of the cupcakes at Tiffany's at another point. It was almost like, gosh, it was so good. It was almost like a milk chocolate dipped strawberry on top of like a delicious, like very fluffy cake with like sea salt and popcorn all over. I don't know. It was so good though. It's so good. Get this. If you see it, just beg Amanda for this to come back, because I will be begging for this to come back. I think she knows I'm obsessed. Amanda, if you're watching that, please bring it back. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so I'm just going to stay with Salt Mountain now that we are going to move into the empties. I talked about the State Fair scent and then the Under the Boardwalk. So let me pull that, because like I said, scent notes are similar. So Under the Boardwalk is caramel apple, once again, so same as this first note, I believe. Caramel mac apple, caramel apple, probably the same. Caramel popcorn, maybe I just like popcorn. And vanilla ice cream. So not exactly the same. I feel like both have their own uniqueness, but this one is just exceptional. So it's like the sweetness from the caramel apple, also that like salty, popcorny. I don't know if it's the same as a kettle. I think it's a different oil, but you still kind of get that, like, popcorn just adds like this uniqueness to wax scents, I think. And then the vanilla ice cream, it's just, I don't know, something about vanilla ice cream scents added to like a mac apple or like a caramel apple scent. I don't know why, but every time I get that combo in wax, it's like my favorite thing ever. So I must just really like, I don't know, that combination of scents. This is another one, same as the cotton candy scent. I'm actually just gonna mention briefly the years for these ones because I feel like it's important to know. This is from 2021, August of 2021. And then this one is June of 2021. And both of these that I talked about on the Facebook group page just were amazing performers. And I have been like very consciously trying to use my wax that's older. And so these were like the things that I was like, oh, gotta make sure this month I prioritize this because they're getting older. We're pretty soon gonna be moving into the next year. And I'm like, I don't want to be hanging on to wax that's from 2021. And I could not believe, I was actually shocked that these performed so well. So yeah, just thrilled about that. So if any of the fair or like I don't know, not the Boardwalk and fair, not the same exact thing, kind of similar. But if I had to pick, I would say that I really hope the Under the Boardwalk comes back. It's just so good, guys. It's so good. It's so good. But if you like funnel cake, you'd probably be mad at me for saying that. I don't know. So, okay, let me talk about the cotton candy clouds, and then I'll move into the things that I did not post on the Facebook page. So, cotton candy clouds is sugarberry, pink cotton candy, blue cotton candy, strawberry, and mallow. And like I said, this was a June of 2021 pour. And this, I've talked about before, I think is a like a dupe scent, or if it isn't like a similar oil, it smells exactly like that Body Fantasies perfume in the cotton candy scent. Oh, it's so good, you guys. I'm a big sweet tooth and wax type of person. I love my cotton candy scents. I love like sugary sweet things. And I've tried a lot of different cotton candy oils, and I will say this is my favorite. This is the one where I walk into the room and I go, that's what cotton candy should smell like in wax. It's not cotton candy frosting where there's like the addition of like the buttercream that I feel like takes away from that like genuine uniqueness. This, oh my gosh, I would love to see this cotton candy clouds oil, if it is a single oil, I don't know, or just this blend melted with the kettle corn, with the kettle corn oil, or a caramel pepper, probably the kettle corn. I feel like that would be pretty. And then something else. I don't know what else. Something else. Would apple be good with that? Caramel apple, cotton candy clouds, and kettle corn? Would that be good? I don't know. I mean, if you're watching and you think that sounds good, I would eat that up. I would eat that up. But yeah, I feel like you really can't go wrong with anything blended with that, or just that. If that comes back, that's multiple loaves worthy. Also, I mean, the ones that I posted on the page, the group page, those are all like, I hope they come back because they're all so good. They're so good. Okay, moving on. We've got 5 more here. So I'm going to talk about cooking with helium. So this one is grape soda, bubblegum, and cotton candy. And this one, I feel like first off, you got to be in a mood, right? You can't, this isn't something where you're just going to like melt grape, cotton candy, bubblegum scents every day. So you have to be like in a mood. And I feel like the first time I melted this, like a while ago, a couple months ago or whenever, I feel like I was, or maybe even last year, I feel like I was more in a mood for it. And then this time I was just like, I got to prioritize melting it. So I do like this. Would I get it again? I don't know, because it's such like a, I don't know, you just have to be in the mood for it, right? It did smell like very authentic, like a sugary sweet grape soda type of scent. So I don't know if I got much bubblegum from it though. I think it just added to like the sweetness, like the bubblegum and the cotton candy just made the grape even sweeter. So it was good. It was good, but I don't, for like a scent that I would like repurchase. I'm very happy that I tried it. It performed fine. But I don't know if I'd get it again. Okay, let's talk about this one. Unfortunately, this is one that Tom didn't love, which that's another thing you kind of have to take into account when you're buying scents. You're like, okay, like, is my, significant other or the members of my household, are they going to like this? Are they not going to like it? So you kind of have to make sure you're like pleasing everybody. Tom really does not like root beer scents. So sadly, I probably wouldn't get this because he didn't like it, but I really enjoyed it. So I had to melt this when Tom like wasn't around. So it is, I don't even think I said the name. So the name of this, because I don't think I said it, it's Black Cow. It's root beer, creamy vanilla, and cherry. The label of this is just the cutest thing ever. And I thought that this was a very, very good root beer. I really like the addition of the cherry note because typically you don't see that in root beer scents in vendor wax. And I think Amanda's got a great cherry. So personally, I would probably get another, if this comes back around, I would probably get another souffle, but I would just have to like not melt it around Tom. But if you like root beer scents and you also like cherry scents, then that one is a very good one. Okay, let's talk about this one. So this one is Circus Animal Cookies, not Circus Animal Stuffed Sugar Cookies. So this one is cookie dough, butter, vanilla icing, and sprinkles. The difference between this one and the Circus Animal Stuffed Sugar Cookies is there is more of a cherry note in the stuffed one, and then this one was without that. Personally, I much prefer the cherry one, like the stuffed version. This one I felt like was just like a kind of general bakery scent. I think the thing that really makes that other scent special is that creamy cherry kind of quality that you get. So yeah, moving forward, if I saw this again and the stuffed at the same time, which I think that these were both offered at the same time for one of the pre-orders, I would go for the stuffed if you like cherry. If you don't like cherry, then maybe still try this. But I think the thing that really makes that blend so special is that creamy, sweet cherry note. So also this one was a little bit lighter for me. That was like kind of a bummer. So I wish it was a stronger performer because the stuffed version is like very strong for a performance in my house. But that one wasn't. That was on the lighter end. And also the Black Cow, which this one was from the December, it's hard to read, December or January of 2021. Yeah, so that one was also, the root beer was a little bit on the lighter side, which honestly, Tom was probably happy it was. But yeah, so those were those two. And then these one were both good, like medium strong performers. So very surprised about this one because this was from May of 2021. It is banana cream pie, which is banana, vanilla filling, pie crust, and whipped cream. This one, I don't know if this is supposed to be a dupe of like the Bath & Body Works banana cream pie scent, or if it's like, I don't know if it's a single oil or not. If it's not, I'm completely unsure. But this was really, really, really nice. I really enjoyed this banana scent. It was very creamy. It wasn't artificial smelling. And I think the thing that made it more authentic banana was the addition of the vanilla filling and the pie crust and the whipped cream to add like that creamy aspect to it. So even if it, maybe the banana oil on its own maybe is more runt, kind of Laffy Taffy banana scented, I think the other things must have helped balance it. This actually smelled like a banana cream pie or like a banana, kind of like a banana pudding type scent without being sickeningly sweet, because I'm very like about banana, and this one didn't do that for me. So, which I can't remember. I feel like I smelled a banana scent one time that was like a banana, it was like a banana pudding scent, and I remember that actually made me feel like a little nauseous, and this didn't do that. So I'm very grateful that it didn't. If I saw this come back around, I would absolutely get more of that. I really enjoyed it. And then finally from Salt Mountain Melts, this is Bug Juice, which is strawberry, apricot, or apricot, I don't know how to say it. Every time I think of that, I think of from The Office during Jim and Pam's wedding, where Michael Scott is talking to Pam's mom, and he's like, "Do you have any snacks in your bag? You're a mom, right?" And she gives him like a piece of like fruit. It's like a fruit roll-up or something, I don't know. And he goes, "Ooh, apricot, like from apes," or something like that. And it's, anyway, sorry for the tangent, but every time I see that, it makes me think of The Office. But yes, so strawberry, apricot, peach, and banana. Very, very fruity. But I think because all of those fruits are not like overly tropical, like there's not pineapple in it or coconut, which I'm very happy about because I'm not always like pineapple coconut type of fan. I like them, but like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like you add one of those to a fruit blend and it just becomes tropical. This wasn't. This was just fruity and sweet, and I really enjoyed this. You don't see a lot of apricot scents in wax. I don't think I've ever seen it besides in this blend, honestly. And it is beautifully blended. I feel like you can kind of smell all of the different like fruits like intermingling at different times. I had this in my living room and it just smelled like fruity deliciousness, like a juice, like a drinkable fruit juice. Really like this. I would repurchase that again. That was very good. We've got some more bags to go over here. These next two are from the Under the Big Top sampler from Zape. So the first one here is popcorn balls, which is salted caramel popcorn and sticky marshmallows. This one was definitely a better performer than the next one I'm going to talk about, which I'm a little bummed out about the next one. But anyway, so this one was a good performer. It was like a nice medium, like a light medium, but you could definitely still pick it up. And I'm not sure if it's because I kind of transferred all of the like 2-ounce scent shot cups to a bag that maybe it affected the performance a little bit. But I feel like when I initially melted both of these, they were stronger. So that definitely could have, I don't know, maybe I screwed it up a little bit. But yeah, so this one was okay. I did like it. It was definitely a very authentic popcorn ball scent. It really reminded me of when I was younger, my neighbor across the road for Halloween every year would make popcorn balls. And I remember the way that they would smell and taste was like this. Like it really was very spot on the money. So I did enjoy it for like that like nostalgia kind of thing that it did. But I don't know. I don't know if this is going to come back. If it did, maybe I would pick up a little bit more and just melt it sooner and not transfer it over to a bag. But yes, I did enjoy this. But yeah, so let's talk about this other one. So this is Circus Peanuts, which is fluffy marshmallow and sweet banana. And this is one that I did the same thing. So I transferred like the 2-ounce scent shot cups into this bag here. And I had multiple. I really was hoping that this would be stronger because I remember really enjoying, just like the bag smells like sweet bananas. Kind of reminds me of back in the day, they had like these like scratch and sniff watches for the Rugrats movie. And there was one that smelled like bananas. Very weird memory. If you're with me, you're with me. But if you're not, it was like a 90s kid thing. So yeah, they had a scratch and sniff like Rugrats movie banana watch. And it kind of smelled like this. And I was really hoping for the strength to be there. But when I put this in the warmers, it was honestly just like I kind of had to hover to smell it. So this one was a bit of a dud, unfortunately. But you can't win them all. So that was Circus Peanuts. And then I've got two here from Dessa's Homespun Scents. Both of these were very, very good performers in my house. So I was very happy about this. Pumpkin Caramel Confection. And this is a house blend. Both of these are house blends. Very beautifully done. I like these a lot. So Pumpkin Caramel Confection is pumpkin cake loaded with brown sugar, vanilla, gooey caramel sauce, and toasted nuts. And you could absolutely smell like the toasty kind of quality and then the brown sugar. So this was definitely like brown sugar, toasted nut dominant with like a kiss of like a pumpkin, like a fall pumpkin in the background. So, and also, I don't know, maybe the brown sugar and vanilla and caramel all kind of mingled, but it felt like a brown sugar heavy, so almost like a roasted brown sugar nut type of scent. It was very nice. I really like that. And then this one is from Dessa's Homespun Scents as well in the scent Fall in New England, which is also a house blend. It is fresh brewed latte, buttery pumpkin, caramel sauce, and cinnamon streusel. This smelled, it was definitely coffee forward. I can't smell it anymore in here. It was definitely coffee forward, and it was like, you could obviously tell that it was like a fall-based coffee scent. And I guess I wouldn't have been able to tell you like pumpkin, 100% pumpkin or caramel pumpkin or anything like that. But it just smelled like the warmth of like fall spices with a coffee. So if there's like a seasonal like fall coffee blend that you get from like a cool little coffee shop or whatever, you know what I mean? Sometimes like coffee shop, I know around me coffee shops do like seasonal releases, and they'll have like, oh, like a fall spice, like a pumpkin spice latte, but like, I don't know, it didn't exactly smell like a pumpkin spice latte. Maybe it kind of did. I don't know. I like this one. I guess it kind of smells like a pumpkin spice latte if I'm thinking about it more. But yeah, I would get that. I would get both of those again. I really did enjoy both of those. So those were great. I have 2 here from Rose Girls. I have, let's talk about this one first. This one is Cider Lean, Cookie Land, and Whipped Cream. I feel like you literally cannot go wrong with Cookie Land blended with anything. It just adds like this like sweet toffee pretzel-y kind of deliciousness to anything, and then paired with Cider Lean, which is like such a fall staple scent. It just is like creamy caramel apples. It just was good. I don't know, the whipped cream probably just helped to sweeten things, or I don't really know. I don't know what the whipped cream did, but it was great. It was a really, really, really good blend, and this was very, very, very strong. This was actually the first thing I melted from this melting basket, and it was phenomenal. What a way to kick it off, you know? So that was great. And then we've got Falling For You, which is blueberry cheesecake, cider donut, and Dunk My Donuts. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the Dunk My Donut oil because there is like a cinnamon sugar note, and I felt like, or like there's like a spice kind of quality to it. And then I felt like mixed with the blueberry cheesecake, it was, I don't know, just kind of an odd combo for me. So this wasn't like my favorite for like that one oil, but it was fine. It was fine. It definitely was like, you could tell it was like a fall blueberry because it wasn't like a bright summer type of blend. Because of the Dunk My Donut, it made it more fall. So it was okay. Would I purchase it again? I don't know. Probably not. Just because you learn as you melt. You learn about yourself, like your preferences more, right? And I've been, this melting basket, I feel like I should have called it like my learning melting basket, because it's like I realized during this that I need to stop getting anything with funnel cake. And I realized also that the Dunk My Donut isn't a fave. So you'll live and you'll learn. But yeah, is it a great scent? Yes, and if you like the Dunk My Donut oil, you'd probably really enjoy that because that's a very good blueberry scent. It's not like a fake overly candied blueberry. It's like a real creamy blueberry cheesecake scent. So it was great. This one, okay, let's talk about this one. This one is interesting. I have 2 from Teddy Bees here. First one is Churro Cakes. This is from 2022, early in 2022. It's notes of cinnamon and sugar, funnel cake, and buttercream icing. I think this one was maybe in the last pre-order. I don't know. I can't remember actually now, but I'm not even going to open it to smell. This is one that I was hesitant about melting it because it was definitely more cinnamon forward on cold. And I would say there's a funnel cake note, so you're not going to be surprised. It wasn't a favorite of mine, but I do think that I preferred this funnel cake a little bit over Salt Mountain Melt's funnel cake. So I don't know, but overall, do I like funnel cake still? No. So I would not get this. But I will say Tom remarked that he enjoyed this. I had this in our bedroom warmers, and he was like, wow, that's really good. And I love Tom, but would I pick this up? No. So I probably won't do the root beer for him or this for me, but, you know, sacrifices, right? So it was okay, but not a favorite of mine. One that I really enjoyed here, which it's like a double-edged sword for this one. So this is Tiffs Twisted Sundae. This is from July of 2022. It's cupcakes at Tiffany's, pecan waffles, pretzels, vanilla ice cream, and whipped cream. And this one, I loved the scent for the very short window of time that I could smell it. Unfortunately, this was one that really only lasted in my warmers for like 2 hours, maybe 4, 2 to 4 hours. And then gone like the wind. Just, she was gone. And then when she was gone, she was like gone. She like wasn't even like peeking around a little bit. So definitely bummed out that she did not linger more, because man, I loved the combination. The blend itself, the cupcakes at Tiffany's with the pecan waffles and the pretzel and everything, it just was like the most delicious combination ever. Like mouth-watering goodness, but only for a very short amount of time. And for that reason, I went through the bag extremely quick, and I was bummed out that it was gone. So would I get more? Yes, but I would probably only put it in my bedroom warmers, just because the lower wattage helps it, the life, span helps it last a little bit longer. So I would only do it in those warmers. Even though I wish that this had a longer lasting power, because I would melt this throughout my whole house. It is just the most delicious bakery scent. So would I get it again? Yes. Am I bummed out about the longevity? Yes. But that's Tiffs Twisted Sundae. Then I've got one here from Birdies Making Sense in Say Cheese. This is another funnel cake scent. This is Kettle Corn, funnel cake, and pretzel. And unfortunately, this one really wasn't too strong for me. It was from early 2022. So it was definitely on the softer side. And I feel like the thing that I smelled the most of this was like a salty pretzel kind of a scent. So luckily it wasn't too much of the funnel cake, but it was a little bit light for me, so that was a bummer. Can't win them all. This one here is Zape's Cashmere Leaves, which is fluffy cashmere sweater, crisp fall air, and dried autumn leaves. This was very beautiful, and I had this in my bathroom warmers, but also a little bit lighter. So all of these ones that I've been talking about now are a little bit lighter. But yeah, definitely a little bit on the lighter end. But when I could pick it up, which it was like a light medium, it was a very pretty, soft cashmere scent with like the earthiness of like that dried leaves behind it. I really enjoyed the blend. I just wish I either melted it sooner, like finished the bag last year and enjoyed it more, or it was a little bit stronger. So yeah. Okay, this one is Southbound's Main Street Bakery. So I have I have 4 clam shells to talk about from Southbound, so I'll probably pull those out after. But this one, and I don't know if it's because of the bag versus clamshell that made a difference, but it seems like this I had much better performance with over the clamshells. It seems like all of my clamshells from Southbound, I struggled with the scent performance. Like they definitely were very, very light. But this one was very good. This was like a nice medium performance in my house. It's Main Street Bakery, which is blackberry cobbler, sugary vanilla cake bites, and caramelized sugar. This was like just a delicious blackberry bakery scent, with the blackberry being not super in your face pow fruit forward then bakery. It was more bakery with just a kiss of fruit in the background, which was a very nice mix, because I feel like typically it works the other way. Like typically fruit bakery scents, you get the fruit first and then the bakery, but this was opposite, and I appreciated it for that, and it had a good medium performance. This is one that I probably would repurchase. Let's talk about the rest of those since I mentioned it. I have 4. So the first one, let's talk about the one that was, I think, the strongest out of all of them. We'll go in the order of strength. So the one that seemed to be the strongest for me was out of these, but still was on the lighter side, unfortunately, was Carnival Time. Carnival Time is sweet cotton candy, caramel apples, blue raspberry snow cone, and fresh funnel cake. Once again, I am very happy that the funnel cake wasn't the first thing that I smelled. Surprisingly enough, it was actually the blue raspberry snow cones that I mostly picked up, with like a kiss of like something else in the background. Could I really tell you caramel apples, cotton candy, funnel cake? No. I could see that there's something else going on, but it was predominantly the blue raspberry snow cone scent, but still on the lighter side. Out of like on a scale of 1 to 10, this would probably be like a 3.5 for like strength, unfortunately, for performance. And then this one was probably about like a 3 Probably also about 3.5 for performance, but I also melted this in a smaller space. This one here is strawberry soda pop. It's bubbly, sugary strawberry soda. I do enjoy this. It definitely does smell like a strawberry soda. So for authenticity, it was there, but just a little bit on the lighter side. Just wish it was stronger. Probably for all of these clam shells, I probably wouldn't repurchase any of these, unfortunately. And it could just be the clamshell, you guys. The clamshell itself could have just sucked up the scent more. I'm not sure. I have, both of these are the lightest too, so I'll just kind of mention both of these in the same. Cotton candy banana daiquiri, which is cotton candy, ripe banana, coconut, and a touch of citrus. This was just like a tropical, fruity, sweet scent, but once again, like you kind of had to hover to smell it. And that banana kind of comes across more of like the Runts candy or the Laffy Taffy style banana scent. And then this one is Spoonful of Sugar, which is Frankenberry cereal and strawberry cheesecake. This one, the blend itself, I really enjoyed the combination of like the Frankenberry cereal with the cheesecake. I thought it made for a very like delicious scent on cold, but once again, lighter. So that was a bit of a bummer. And then I've got... let's see. So let's finish up with the bag. Actually, this is the last bag I have left. It's Main Street Strawberry, and this is from Empire Alchemy. This was very strong. This I definitely would repurchase, and I really enjoyed. And this one also did something funny for me because the notes of this are waffle cone, vanilla ice cream, fried beignets, kettle corn, and sweet strawberries. So I know that there's like a Main Street scent, right, without the strawberry. And then I feel like in my bedroom warmers, which are like lower wattage warmers, I felt like the strawberry was the strongest thing, and it felt like almost all I could smell was strawberry in there with like a hint of bakery. And then in here, in my living room, it was like mostly bakery with like a kiss of strawberry. So they did like a different thing. I have zero idea why I did that. Must just be the fragrance oils maybe like had different temperatures that they perform better at. I have zero idea. I do not know. I don't know the science behind it. But it was interesting. I enjoyed it both ways. I enjoyed the strawberry side with a kiss of bakery, and I enjoyed the bakery side with a kiss of strawberry. I enjoyed both. I would definitely repurchase that. A couple more vendor wax things I have. Well, let's talk about this one actually. So this one is Midnight Daydream Wax Company. He's no longer in business. Definitely miss Harrison's shop. I really enjoyed his wax. This one is Pumpkin Donut Shop, which is a Bath and Body Works dupe. I put this in my dining room warmer, split between two, and it performed fine, but you can no longer get it anymore, so there's no use in talking about it too much. So this one here is from Zape. This is a clamshell in pistachio cream soda, which is notes of bubbly cream soda and sweet pistachio cookies. I am not a huge fan of like soda scents that much in wax, not always. And I've never tried a cream soda scent in wax. And I could definitely tell it was like a cream soda and then blended with the pistachio. I really love pistachio cookies, but this felt like more of like a nutty pistachio versus like the cherry kind of based pistachio, like amaretto-y kind of pistachio type scent, which I think I prefer. Had it been more of like the cherry type side mixed with the cream soda, I maybe would have preferred it, but because it was like the nuttier version, I didn't love this. So yeah, unfortunately this wasn't like a favorite scent of mine, but I'm happy that I got to try it and at least know that that's what I would have preferred. But yeah, so very interesting, just not my personal favorite scent, like preference of that type of pistachio. This one here is Twirling Trapeze. This is from the Bathing Garden. This was the jumbo clamshell. And Twirling Trapeze is a scent that is mostly like a strawberry based scent. And there's definitely some other things in there. Strawberry, maybe raspberry. I'm not entirely sure. There's definitely some other things going on, but this is an amazing scent from the Bathing Garden. This is one of my personal favorite scents from the Bathing Garden. I think it was part of the Circus sampler, if I'm remembering properly. Definitely would pick this up again. I really enjoy it, and it performs very well in my house, so happy about that. I've got one here from Goose Creek, and this is in Pile of Leaves. I love the little golden retriever here. So cute, like in the little pile of leaves. It's adorable. This is a dupe scent of the Bath & Body Works Leaves scent. So if you like leaves, which is like, I don't know, apples, and I actually don't even know, apples and something else and leaves, right? If you like that, then you would probably really love this. I felt like this was, honestly, out of all of the scents that I had, and I only melted this in my bathroom warmer, 2 cubes at a time in like a 25-watt bulb warmer in my bathroom, but out of all of the scents, this melting basket, this is one of the strongest ones, surprisingly enough, which got me excited about melting more of my Goose Creek scent. So really like this. I would absolutely repurchase that scent. One here from Sensationals, and this I have melting in my house right now. This is Sugar Pumpkin Cronuts, and it says it was a limited edition. I haven't seen it back since. I don't know why I'm smelling it because it's melting right now, but this one is, for my nose, just very, like, incredibly cinnamon forward, and it's on the verge of a red hot cinnamon. It definitely, there is some sweetness to the cinnamon, but it is on the verge of being like a red hot cinnamon. And you do get a little bit of like a pastry note in the background, but it is predominantly that cinnamon note. So even if this one was around again, I don't think I would probably pick it up, but it is a very strong performer. And that thing is like 3-4 years old. So I'm impressed about that. Probably 4 years old. Another one that is such a good performer. This is one that if I did see come back, I would get more. This is an incredible scent. I could not talk more highly about this. It's Apples and Oak, which I feel like the combination of like a wood with an apple is just such like a perfect combination for this time of year. I actually have another scent from Zape, which they didn't bring back this fall season. I'm really bummed out about, but I have one of those cubes from the Clam Shell going in my bathroom warmer right now. And it's kind of similar to this, but that one didn't come back and this one isn't around. So I feel like I'm poop out of luck with this, but yeah, amazing combination. There's something about the oak paired with the apple that makes it definitely very fall, but also kind of like a little like outdoorsy masculine fall. Like it reminds me of like a lumberjack scent in the fall type of thing. I don't know. It's like the way that a lumberjack would smell. It's so good. This one here is Midnight Pumpkin Patch. And this one, I really have no idea what the notes are on this. I feel like it's got to have like a creamy nutmeg in here somewhere with a pumpkin. I'm not sure, but there is definitely something like a very creamy, nutty aspect to this scent. Yeah, with a definite cinnamon note. I feel like in most of these Better Homes and Gardens, like fall scents, there's always a cinnamon in them. Like they're just like fall, you need cinnamon, you know. So, this one does have cinnamon in it, but it's more creamy, much more creamy than the cinnamon sugar, or it's not even cinnamon, the sugar pumpkin cronuts. This one predominantly cinnamon. This one like a creamy nutmeg with a kiss of cinnamon and pumpkin in the background. I enjoyed that one a lot, but this one was a lot lighter than this one. So maybe that red hot kind of cinnamon type thing did help with the performance. So I probably, if I saw this around, I probably wouldn't repurchase it because of the strength of that, but this one was very, very strong. Anyway, I have 2 left. Oh, I thought I finished this, but I did not. Well, we'll talk about it, so I'll stick it back in. Scarlet Sunflower, this is from Scentsy. Is it like sunflowers and cranberries or apples? I don't know. It's delicious. This is one that I honestly will stick in my club once it goes away. Ugh, it's so good. And I melted it, and it just smelled like, the like late summer, like walking outside in nature. It does smell like sunflowers with like that fall fruitiness. It's like not heavy. Like this is not a November scent. This is definitely a September scent. I really, really liked that. And then finally, this is Honey Pear Cider. I remember melting this like 2 cubes and being like, you know, I don't love it. And then I finished this and I had the same thought. there's something that's like I almost like it, and then there's something that I'm like it's ruining it for me, and I think it's the honey note that's ruining it for me, because I definitely got like this honey note in here. I like the pear. I like the slightly spiced pear, but then there is that honey note in here, and I think that the honey almost is turning my stomach a little bit. And I did see the last Salt Mountain Melts pre-order. She had a honey pear cider scent, and I was like, and I just finished melting this and being like, oh, I don't love. And so I was like, oh man, like now I'm bummed out. I mean, I could have just tried it and maybe it would have been okay, but I was like, I'm not gonna risk it if this on its own I didn't like, so I'm not gonna get something with a blend of this in it, you know? So I didn't get that one, but why would you get something if you don't like it, right? I don't. So anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I know it's a little bit chatty. I will be back at the end of this month with probably majority of like fall based scents. I do have a few like cotton candy things left in there. Like I have that Rose Girls customer creation blend that I did, and then 2 from L3. But for the most part, it's mainly all fall scents left to work on. And then, yeah, whatever I don't get to for the fall scents at the end of this month, I'll tuck away until November, and those will be the ones that I'll use right before like Thanksgiving and stuff. So I'm not gonna wait and keep working on those and miss out on all of my Halloween themed scents. So that's the plan right now, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye guys.